human bomb. Never ever in the history of assassination was a human bomb used for the assassination of political leaders. Such events were shown only in movies. And written in novels or crime thrillers. The news of the assassination of Sri Rajiv Gandhi on the night of 21st May 1991 at Sriperumbudur spread like wildfire all over the world. Let us stand by for Doordarshan News to hear about the personality of the victim in the assassination.
वे प्रसिद्ध और प्रखर राजनीतिज्ञ श्री फिरोज गांधी और भारत की पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री श्रीमती इंदिरा गांधी के ज्येष्ठ पुत्र थे। अपने छोटे भाई संजय गांधी की दुखद मृत्यु के बाद उन्हें भारत की प्रधानमंत्री श्रीमती गांधी के राजनीतिक दायित्व को अंशतः संभालने के लिए राजनीति में आना पड़ा और तभी भारतीय इतिहास की दूसरी बड़ी दुर्घटना हुई। श्रीमती गांधी की हत्या से पूरा देश अंधकार में डूब गया और तब श्री राजीव गांधी को प्रधानमंत्री पद की जिम्मेदारी संभालनी पड़ी। 1984 में आम चुनाव हुए तो श्री राजीव गांधी ने भारतीय लोकतंत्र के इतिहास में सबसे अधिक बहुमत से अपनी पार्टी को जिताया और सरकार बनाई। सन 1985 में पंजाब समस्या को सुलझाने के लिए संत लोंगोवाल से उन्होंने देश की अखंडता को बरकरार रखते हुए समझौता किया। श्रीलंका से एक संधि की। इसी दौरान वहीं कोलंबो में उन पर एक जानलेवा हमला भी हुआ, पर वे बाल बाल बच गए। यह हमारे देश का सौभाग्य था।
शांति के प्रति भारत की प्रतिबद्धता प्रकट करने के लिए श्री राजीव गांधी ने नई दिल्ली में एक बैठक बुलाई, जिसमें परमाणु शस्त्रों पर रोक लगाने पर बल दिया गया।
We represent not only our own people, but the constituency of peace.
नई दिल्ली में नामीबिया के बारे में गुटनिरपेक्ष देशों के सम्मेलन में संयुक्त राष्ट्र महासचिव को संदेश भेजा गया कि वे दक्षिण अफ्रीका में रंगभेद पर रोक लगाएं। प्रधानमंत्री बनने के बाद उनकी सबसे पहली विदेश यात्रा मॉस्को की थी। वहां उन्होंने सोवियत राष्ट्रपति से विभिन्न मुद्दों पर बातचीत की। फिर श्री राजीव गांधी दूसरे बड़े देश अमेरिका की यात्रा पर गए।
But a young nation, and like the young everywhere, we are impatient. I am young, and I too have a dream. I dream of an India strong, independent, self-reliant, and in the forefront and the front rank of the nations of the world in the service of mankind.
The police investigation of the bomb blast commenced on registration of an FIR in case number 32991 by the Inspector of Police, Sriperumbudur Police Station at 01:15 hours on 22nd May 1991. Considering the grave nature of the offence, the government of Tamil Nadu, then under President's rule, entrusted the investigation of this case to CBCID of Tamil Nadu Police. On 22nd May 1991, the CBCID team, along with experts from Tamil Nadu Forensic Science, inspected the post-bomb blast site at Sriperumbudur. Shri R.K. Raghavan, then IG of Police, who was present at the time of occurrence, explained as to how the blast would have occurred. The venue of the Congress I meeting was on an open ground belonging to the temple on the eastern side of the National Highway from Madras to Bangalore near Sriperumbudur town, the birthplace of Saint Sri Ramanujan. A stage was found erected 150 meters away from the National Highway. On the left side of the stage, a red choir mat of 15.3 meters length and 1.78 meter breadth was spread out. The spot where the assassination took place on the red choir mat was 12.4 meters away from the stage, abutting the VIP enclosures.
I didn't want body. So I went and stamped it myself. I should not have done this. I stamped it myself. Then it was put out. Because I didn't want the body to get burned. It was dead. So there is our carpet has not been affected. I put it. And then nothing could have been on this carpet because we walked 100 times. 100 times I walked and nobody else walked. Something is thrown or I don't know, something. I'm feeling I'm
Burnt pieces of human flesh were found all over the spot. A severed left hand, brain tissues of the victim was also found. There was no indication as to how the blast occurred, as there was no symptom either on the red choir mat or nearby. The pieces of denim cloth, electrical wires, battery, switches, Velcro fasteners were found sticking with the human flesh, and torn pieces of orange and green salwar kameez cloth. Iron pellets of 0.5 mm were found on the ground. A camera bag belonging to a photographer was also found near the site. The camera is reported to have been taken away by the police to check its contents. The CBCID team also visited Kanjipuram Hospital and found one male unidentified body, later identified as photographer Hari Babu, and an unidentified dismembered female body with 2 legs, left forearm besides the head, along with orange and green color salwar kameez cloth. From the materials collected from the scene of crime vis-a-vis the dismembered female body, the experts arrived at preliminary finding that the female was the assassin, and by using a waist-cum-belt jacket, triggered the explosives with her power sources, causing extensive damage to herself and to the victim Sri Rajiv Gandhi and others. The possibility of any other mode of the use of the bomb was ruled out. The dead at the bomb blast site besides Sri Rajiv Gandhi, were 9 police officials, namely Personal Security Officer P.K. Gupta of Delhi Police, T.K.S. Muhammad Iqbal, SP of the district, 2 inspectors of police, Rajaguru and Edward Joseph, S.I. Itiraj, PCs Murugan Ravi, alias Ravichandran, and Dharman, woman PC Srimati Chandra. The 6 public who died at the blast are Lata Kannan, her daughter Kokila, Srimati Santani Begum, Saroja Devi, Daryl Peter, and Munuswamy, ex-MLC, besides the assassin woman and her associate photographer Hari Babu. More than 44 people were injured. The government of Tamil Nadu requested the government of India for investigation of the case by the CBI, and in turn, a special investigation team in CBI was constituted, and the case was taken over for further investigation on 24th May 1991, and the SIT CBI started functioning from Malligai on Greenways Road, Madras. The SIT CBI collected a video cassette taken by the organizer of the public meeting at Sriperumbudur. In that it is found that the Shankar Ganesh music troupe was entertaining the crowd before the arrival of Sri Rajiv Gandhi on the stage. Sri A.J. Das, one of the organizers of the meeting, was found managing the area and made an announcement that only 3 people were permitted on the stage to garland Sri Rajiv Gandhi, and others were asked to line up on the left side of the stage, abutting the red carpet to present Ponnade or garland.
அங்கே வரும்போது அவருக்கு மாலை அணிவிக்க முடியும். பெரிய மாலை 3 மாலை இருக்கின்றது. மாத்தூர் ராமசாமி நாயுடு அவர்களும் பிரான்சிஸ் அவர்களும் நாராயண 3 மாலைகள் வைத்திருக்கின்றார்கள். அதிலே கிரீடம் வைத்திருக்கின்றார்கள், செங்கோல் வைத்திருக்கின்றார்கள். அந்த மாலை அணிவிப்பவர்கள் மட்டும் மேலே அவர்களுக்கு அனுமதிக்கப்படும்.
The SIT CBI came across another video cassette taken by Tamil Nadu Congress High Committee covering the arrival of Sri Rajiv Gandhi at Madras Airport, addressing a press meet at Madras Airport, then on the way addressing wayside public meetings at Porur and Poonamalli, before reaching the venue of the meeting at Sriperumbudur.
That was exactly how I was campaigning before I was. We don't envisage a campaigning.
At the Porur meeting, Sri Rajiv Gandhi was heard addressing about Sri Lankan Tamil issues and remarked that the solutions seemed to lie nowhere else. The last movements of Sri Rajiv Gandhi from the airport to the venue at Sriperumbudur was found covered in the cassette.
Thousands of people died, thousands have come as refugees, and now the solution seems nowhere in sight.
இதே காலகட்டத்திலேதான் இலங்கை தமிழருடைய சிக்கலும் குழப்பத்திற்கு மேல் அதிகமாக குழப்பமாக்கப்பட்டு அதனுடைய விளைவாக ஆயிரக்கணக்கான மக்கள் அங்கும் இறந்தார்கள். மேலும் பல்லாயிரம் பேர் அகதிகளாக அவதிகளாக இங்கே ஓடி வந்தார்கள்.
Immediately after the blast, Ananda Vigadan photographer had taken the pictures of the ghastly scene where the dead bodies were thrown around. The mangled and twisted dead body of Sri Rajiv Gandhi with lotto shoes on his leg was the point of identification. Alongside was lying the dead body of his PSO, Sri P.K. Gupta of Delhi Police. On the bomb blast site, in between the dead bodies of Kokila and the photographer Hari Babu, a Chinon camera was found lying, which was also photographed by the press photographer. The dead body of Munuswamy, ex-MLC, was found on the chair in the VIP enclosure. The severed head, hand portion of the assassin were found at the site. From the Chinon camera, the exposed film, when checked, was found to contain 10 exposed color films. The first frame shows the assassin, along with Lata Kannan and her daughter Kokila, beside a kurta pajama man with specs, holding a pad in his hand, and behind him, the woman PC Chandra standing in uniform. The second frame shows the ladies' audience at the venue. The third frame shows Shankar Ganesh talking with J. Paramanandam, a builder and close associate of Srimati Maragadam Chandrasekhar. The fourth, the fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth frames show party functionaries presenting ponnades to Sri Rajiv Gandhi. In the ninth frame, the assassin lady could be seen getting nearer to Sri Rajiv Gandhi. The ladies found in the frame are Kokila, her mother Lata Kannan, Saroja Devi, Santani Begum and others. The last frame, captured by Hari Babu, shows the bomb blast itself, wherein he himself was killed along with the assassin and others. There was another visiting card of Jayabalan, photographer, and 6 exposed frames were found to have been taken. But in these films, only the movement of Sri Rajiv Gandhi could be seen. From the first frame of the Hari Babu photo, it is evident that the assassin, wearing orange-green color salwar kameez with sandalwood garland in her hand, is the human bomb used for assassination of Sri Rajiv Gandhi. The extensive damage was caused to the assassin herself, besides the victim Sri Rajiv Gandhi. The remnants of the belt bomb found at the scene of crime confirmed that the same was worn by the assassin with RDX explosives embedded with iron pellets in the form of waist-cum-belt jacket, and the explosive was triggered when she was close to Sri Rajiv Gandhi on the red carpet near the stage. The severed head portion of the assassin and her left hand shows the impact of the bomb blast. The SIT CBI started their investigation from the unidentified male body, which was later on identified as photographer Hari Babu, and the first photo he had taken. An appeal was made to the public, soliciting information about the kurta pajama man who was suspected to be the associate of the assassin. The first clue came from a journalist that Hari Babu introduced the kurta pajama man as a partner of Wide Angle run by Ravi Shankar, and further information was received that the photographer Hari Babu was found moving with the assassin also. Ravi Shankar denied about the kurta pajama man being his partner and informed that Hari Babu was the photographer from Subha Studio run by Subha Sundaram in Madras. Information was also received that Hari Babu was not only close with the Kurta Pajama man, but also with the LTT leader Baby Subramaniam, and the meeting point was at Subha's studio. In the office of the DGP Tamil Nadu, a cover sent by an unknown person was received, and the same was handed over to SIT-CBI, and it was found to contain incriminating documents linking Hari Babu with LTTE and his associate Bhagyanathan running a press given by LTTE leader Baby Subramaniam. In the meanwhile, an LTTE cadre by name Shankar alias Koneshwaran was picked up by Tanjavur police when he was moving to Nagapattinam, and he was found to carry 2 chits written therein Nalini Das with a telephone number and Pius with a telephone number later identified as Anabond Silicon in Adayar and Ebenezer stores at Porur. A Congress Eye worker present at the venue of the meeting informed us that 2 ladies found sitting along with the audience in a second frame of the photo taken by Hari Babu were found moving with the assassin and the Kurta Pajama man. Sustained interrogation of Bhagyanathan revealed that one of the 2 ladies was none other than his sister Nalini, and identified the other lady as Subha, the assassin as Danu, the Kurta Pajama man as Sivarasan, all belonging to LTTE, and unfolded the plan for assassination of Sri Rajiv Gandhi. He also confessed that immediately after the bomb blast, he had arranged a taxi for Sivarasan to visit Tirupati. Subha, his mother Padma, his sister Nalini, along with her lover Tas, alias Murugan, who is also an LTTE. He also disclosed that Nalini, along with Tas, had escaped from Madras. He also mentioned about Arivu, a DK activist and LTTE supporter connected with the assassin gang. The photo of Nalini was flashed in the newspaper, and the description of Murugan was also given. The information received from Madurai revealed that Nalini, along with Murugan with the tonsured head, were seen at Madurai. SIT-CBI further collected information that the duo were coming from Viluppuram to Madras. Bhagyanathan and his mother were taken into custody on 11th June 1991. Later, on 14th June 1991, Nalini and Murugan were caught alive while they were getting down from a bus at Saidapet bus stand. They were interrogated and taken into custody. This was one of the major breakthroughs in the investigation of the case, since Nalini and Murugan explained in detail about the conspiracy preparation and assassination of Sri Rajiv Gandhi by LTTE and the supervision of one-eyed Jack Sivarasan. The chase for Sivarasan and Subha to get them alive became the priority of SIT-CBI. Now let us hear the further action of SIT-CBI from the video clippings of Newstrack.
3 days later, SIT identified him as Raghu, alias Raghuvaran. And so, piece by piece, a sketchy profile of Sivarasan, alias Raja, alias Shivraj, alias Arumai Thurai, alias Bake Chandar, etc., was put together. Said to be 30 years old and rumoured to be the head of LTTE intelligence, the 5 feet 4 inches tall Sivarasan is described as a dark-complexioned, stalkily built heavy smoker who speaks Tamil with a Jaffna accent. Nicknamed One-Eyed Jack after he allegedly lost his left eye in an explosion, he is wanted in the sensational daylight murder of ERPLF leader Padmanabha. And today, he is the most wanted man in India with a reward of 1 million rupees for information leading to his arrest. But will Sivarasan ever be arrested? 2 days later, on the night of June 14th, SIT arrested 2 key accused, 27-year-old Nalini and 21-year-old Murugan from the Saidapet bus stand, Madras. Nalini, who is Mrs. Padma's daughter, was seen with Subha on the night of the assassination. Working as a secretary to the chairman of Anabon Silicones, Nalini had rented a separate room at number 11 High Court Colony, Villivakam, where Sivarasan, Danu and Murugan often visited her, as described by a neighbor.
राजीव गांधी उसको मारा है ना वो आदमी तो और एक लड़के तो और एक काली देसी लड़के वो इधर रात आया था वो आने के बाद मैं बराबर से 7:30
कौन आदमी कैसा आदमी था वो
ऐसा ही पैजामा जुब्बा ऐसा ही पहन लेकर था 7:30 के बाद एक बड़ा सा एक बैग लेकर आया था बैग लेकर
चश्मा पहना था
चश्मा था
उसका आपने फोटो उसके बाद अखबार में देखा है कहीं
मैं अभी तो देखता उसके पहले नहीं देखा अब
अभी देखा है तो उसको पहचान सकते कौन आदमी था
हाँ पहचान सकते हैं.
According to this neighbor, who insisted on speaking in Hindi so that the others could not understand, the assassination squad left for the Sriperumbudur meeting from this very house.
ये दीवार के पास था ये दीवार के काम पर ऐसा तो दीवार पे से हाथ तक लगा ऐसा ही देखता था जब इसके देखने पर अंदाज मैं ऐसा ये आंखें है ना तो ये आंखें से हम नहीं देखता नहीं समझा हम ऐसा कोई तो ऐसा भी देखता है ना ऐसा ही समझा बात हमको मालूम है तो उसके ये आंखें डुप्लीकेट आंखें हैं ऐसा समझा वो रात सब मिलकर आया था वो रात पहला इतना बड़ा बैग है जो बड़ा साइज का टीवी से है ना वो साइज का बैग है काला सा बैग है बहुत मुश्किल से नीचे रखा था.
On June 19th, SIT arrested fifth accused Robert Pius from Parur, a suburb of Madras, and a week later, his brother-in-law, 29-year-old Jayakumar. A Sri Lankan Tamil, Jayakumar was staying in rented accommodation at 153 3rd block, Muthamil Nagar, Korangur. It was from this house the SIT unearthed, among other things, a Tamil-English dictionary with pages cut out for a pistol and a glass eye, possibly that of Sivarasan, who frequented this house after the assassination.
Did anybody by the name of Sivarasan ever come here?
Oh, he came. Sometimes he came. Usually comes in the night time only.
What dates do you remember?
The Rajiv Gandhi's death was on 21st. He came after that time.
The mix of fear and interest that the case has generated was shown by the huge crowd who gathered to watch the drama. While they confirmed that they had seen Sivarasan, few were willing to talk on camera.
One day students thinking that sisters made that Pakambo. Suma and Sivarajan.
Eighth accused Subha Sundaram was arrested on 2nd July.
Information was received from LTTE sympathizers that Kanagasabhavati and Attirai were taking shelter in a safe house at Madras, and that Kanagasabhavati was sent to Delhi by Sivarasan to take a safe house for Attirai for the assignment of assassination in case it was not possible in Tamil Nadu. However, Kanagasabhavati could return, and after the assassination, both Kanagasabhavati and Attirai, the black LTTE Tigress, were sent to Delhi to escape thereon through Nepal. The CBI SIT tracked them when they were going to Delhi by train and arrested them at Delhi on 4th July 1991. On the interrogation of Attirai, it was confirmed that she was one of the suicide killers of LTTE sent by the LTTE Supremo Prabhakaran for the assassination of Sri Rajiv Gandhi, along with the other LTTE Tigress Danu and Subha under the supervision of Sivarasan. She further disclosed that Chinnasantan was very close to Sivarasan for carrying out the assassination of Sri Rajiv Gandhi and described the place where he was likely to be available. In the meanwhile, information was received by SIT-CBI that Bhaskaran and his son-in-law Vijayan had a safe house in B12 Ever-Ready Colony, Kodungayur, and Sivarasan and Subha, along with Nehru, a wireless operator of LTTE, were found staying after the assassination, and that both Bhaskaran and Vijayan were secured, and incriminating materials like wireless sets, etc. were recovered from the hideout. The interrogation of Attirai and Murugan revealed that they were all coming to India through Kodiyakarai from Jaffna in LTTE boats, and that one Shanmugam was managing the logistics support at Kodiyakare near Vedaranyam. He went underground after the assassination of Sri Rajiv Gandhi and later on surrendered before the Tamil Nadu police. He was taken into custody on 17th July 1991. He confessed that he was providing all logistical support to LTTE, right from sending medicines, explosives, etc., and also for the movement of LTTE cadres between Jaffna and Kodiyakare. He disclosed that on 1st May 1991, Sivarasan had landed along with Subha, Danu, Shankar alias Koneswaran, Nehru, Chinnasantan, Vijayanandan, Rupan, driver Anna alias Kirti, which was later on called the 9-member assassination gang, besides Murugan, Attirai and others. Shanmugam also showed the places where the wireless sets, explosives, petrol, diesel, etc. were concealed in Kodiyakare, and the seizure of the same was an eye-opener for the entire police and public as to how the LTTE was using Tamil Nadu as their base. On the information given by Attirai, the house where Chinnasantan was hiding in Pammal near Madras was located, and before he consumed cyanide, SIT-CBI caught him alive. The catch of Chinnasantan, a close associate of Sivarasan, was another major breakthrough in the investigation of this case, as he disclosed about the assassination of Padmanabha, EPRLF leader at Madras, on 19th June 1990, and the conspiracy and preparation for the assassination of Sri Rajiv Gandhi. On Chinnasantan being caught by CBI, the one-eyed Jack Sivarasan was frantically seeking LTTE's help to escape from Madras, and that information was received by SIT-CBI. One Dixon was deputed by Trichy Santan of LTTE to prepare for the escape of Sivarasan along with Subha and Nehru. The photo of Dixon was published to the newspaper, and information was received from Coimbatore that Dixon and Guna were hiding in a safe house near Coimbatore, and that one Vicky, alias Vigneshwaran, had been detained. However, when the police surrounded the safe house, Dixon and Guna committed suicide. On interrogation of Vicky, alias Vigneshwaran, it came to notice that Sivarasan, along with injured cadres of LTTE, was hiding in Bangalore, and thereon, SIT-CBI, along with NSG commandos, stormed the house in Indiranagar on 2nd August 1991 and found 2 LTTE cadres committing suicide by biting cyanide capsules. They were identified as Kulathan and Arasan. Another safe house was also stormed by SIT-CBI along with NSG commandos. At 2 places in Mandya district of Karnataka state, Muttati and Berota villages, when local police surrounded the house on suspicion about the LTTE people being inside, 12 LTTE injured cadres, including one Murthy, committed suicide. The Mysore police passed on the information to Commissioner of Police Bangalore about one person from Puttanahalli, a suburb of Bangalore, having taken those houses on rent. On that information, the Bangalore City Police could lay hand on Mrs. Ranganath, who led the team to the hideout of Sivarasan, Subha and others in a house at Konanakunte. The Commissioner of Police Bangalore City immediately arranged for cordoning the place, preventing the inmates to escape.
Escape when the firing began. These were the shots that were later fired after we took cover, but as darkness had fallen, we were able only to record these shots.
An SIT-CBI team, along with NSG commandos, tried their best to catch alive the one-eyed Jack Sivarasan and Subha. But 7 of them, including Sivarasan and Subha, were found dead on 20th August 1991 morning. Except Sivarasan, the others, who had committed suicide by biting cyanide capsule were Subha, Nehru, driver Anna alias Kirti, Amman, Suresh Master, Jamuna alias Jamila, all from LTTE. Sivarasan was found shot dead with a 9mm pistol by Nehru before he consumed cyanide capsule. Thus, the chase for one-eyed Jack Sivarasan came to an end. The SIT-CBI arrested Ranganath, who was responsible for the safe stay of Sivarasan and Subha at Bangalore from 2nd August 1991 onwards. He was taken into custody. Thereafter, his associate Rangan of LTTE, who was driving the Maruti Gypsy, transporting Sivarasan and others in and around Bangalore, was caught in Adayar, Madras, while he was attempting to bite cyanide. On interrogation of Rangan and Vicky alias Vigneshwaran, it was found that Trichy Santan had entrusted the job of transporting Sivarasan, Subha and Nehru from Madras to Bangalore in a tanker lorry owned by Dhanasekaran by the end of June 1991 from the house of Vijayan at Eveready Colony, Kodungayur. The Coast Guard had apprehended LTTE cadres while they were going in a boat from Rameshwaram to Jaffna at Devil's Point, and on that, 2 of the LTTE cadres consumed cyanide, and Irumburai, a close associate of Trichy Santan, was caught alive with 2 important letters written by Trichy Santan on 7th September 1991 to be given to Prabhakaran, the LTTE Supremo. The letter written to Prabhakaran by Trichy Santan narrates the entire conspiracy for assassination of Sri Rajiv Gandhi and also about the EPRLF leader. The chase for Trichy Santan ended in November 1991 when he was surrounded in a safe house at Trichy and he committed suicide by biting cyanide. Tamil Nadu police apprehended 2 of the Tamilians closely associated with Tamil National Retrieval Force, a front organization of LTTE in Tamil Nadu, and they were found to be Ravi alias Ravichandran and Susindran alias Mahesh. Interrogation revealed that both of them were assisting the one-eyed Jack Sivarasan in giving shelter to Subha and for escape of other LTTE cadres from Tamil Nadu. They were taken into custody and on their confession, arms and ammunitions besides gold biscuits were recovered. The identity of the assassin Danu could well be seen in an LTTE video cassette taking training along with other tigresses.
Slow. 1, 2, 3. 1.
One. Say. Yeah. Back. One. 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 Say. Yeah. Back. One. 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 Say. One back. Right.
மேக்ஸின் எடுத்து லோட் பண்ணுவோம் லோட் பண்ணிவிட்டு பிறகு ராய்ஃபில் பேரல் மேலே பார்க்கணும் முதல் பழையக்கலாம் அப்படி செய்யும் முதல் கோக் பண்ணுங்கள் கோக் பண்ணிவிட்டு ரேஞ்சே சரி ஒன்று பாருங்க 200 மீட்டருக்கு அங்கே என்றால் இப்படி விடுவீங்க 200 மீட்டருக்கு உள்ளே என்றால் இப்படி விட்டுட்டு என்ன வடிவாக எய்ம் பண்ணி சுடுங்க அப்புறம் அன்லோட் பண்ணிக்கல சுட்டா அப்புறம் அன்லோட் பண்ணிக்கல முதல் என்னத்தை காட்டணும் மேக்ஸ் தான் காட்டணும் மேக்ஸ் தான் வடிவாக காட்டணும் காட்டிட்டு அப்புறம் என்ன செய்யணும் கோக் பண்ணுவோம் என்ன கோக் பண்ணி ரவுண்ட்ஸ் வழியாக எடுத்து உள்ளுக்கு ரவுண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு பேரணும் இல்லை எதுக்கும் திருப்பி கோக் பண்ணிவிட்டு ஸ்டிக்கர் அடிங்க அதோட அவ்வளோதான் செய்வோம் என்ன நாங்கள் இருக்கிற சேலத்தில் உருவான இந்த ரீவுண்டை என்ன மாதிரி ரீ பார்ப்போம் என்ன எடுத்து இந்த முதல் இந்த லீவரை நீங்கள் செய்வோம் கையால் வழியாக இந்த விழ தலையும் வழியாக ஒத்தி இந்த லீவரை வழியாக அப்படி அமர்த்தி பிடிச்சிக்கொண்டு என்ன செய்வோம் இந்த பெரிய இந்த இதை பிடிப்பை இழுத்துருவோம் இழுத்து போட்டு நல்லா பின்னால் கிரனேட்டை கொண்டு போய் இந்த இதால் வழியாக பாருங்க இந்த வரியிலேருந்து பார்த்துட்டு மேலால் இது வந்து இப்படி எறிங்க சரியோ எரிய செய்யும் லீவர் வந்து விடுபாட்டு போய் ஸ்ட்ரைக் ஆடி வரைக்க கிரனேட் வந்து வெடிக்கும் அதுக்கு வெடிக்கிறது 3 செகண்ட் எடுக்கும் அதுக்குள்ளே நீங்கள் என்ன செய்யணும் விழுந்து காடுக்கும் சரியோ
So also the identity of master operative One-Eyed Jack Sivarasan is found addressing the second death anniversary of Thilipan at Udipidi on 26 September 1989. He was spitting venom about the Indian government and criticizing the accord.
தமிழீழ விடுதலை புலிகளின் பொறுப்பாளரான திரு பாக்கி கண்ணாடியன் அவர்கள் சில சொற்பொழிவாற்றுவார்.
Extract of speech made by Sivarasan at Udupidi on 26 September 1989, the second death anniversary of the late Lieutenant Colonel Thilipan. We lost belief in speeches. And that is why we took arms on our shoulders. Though we did not have any trust in the Indo-Sri Lanka agreement, we laid down our arms, keeping the success of our fight in mind. We laid down our arms not because we trusted the Indian government. If we had trusted them, we would have been crushed. We believe only in our arms and not any other power. Not only India, no superpower in the world can stop our fight, as our people have woken up. They have taught a lesson to India. The youth and children are prepared to dedicate themselves in the path of Brother Tilipan. We are forced to continue the struggle as Indian government has won over our rival groups. In spite of difficult situations emerging out of Indian intervention, thousands and thousands of students are dedicating themselves to this freedom struggle. It is our bounden duty to pay homage to our brother Tilipan forever. The thirst of the tigers is Tamil Elam, motherland.
நான் ஏற்கனவே சொன்னேன், நாங்கள் பேசி பழக்கப்பட்டவர்கள் அல்ல, பேச்சில் நம்பிக்கை இல்லாதவர்கள் நாங்கள். அதனாலே இதுக்கு மேல் பேச எனக்கு தெரியவில்லை. நாங்கள் 12 நாட்கள் தமது மரணத்தை எதிர்பார்த்தும் வினாடி வினாடியாக எதிர்பார்த்தும் தன் உயிரை துறந்த எங்கள் அண்ணன் திலீபன் அவர்களுக்கும் மற்றும் எமது வீரமரணம் அடைந்த போராளிகளுக்கும் எம்மின்னே அணிதிரண்டு தம் உயிரை தியாகம் செய்த பொதுமக்களுக்கும் எழுந்திருந்து 2 நிமிடம் மரணாஞ்சலி செலுத்தி எமது இன்றைய உண்ணாவிரத்தை முடித்துக் கொள்வோமாக.
The video clippings of suicide killers taken by BBC could be seen, wherein the LTTE Supremo Prabhakaran explains about the significance of cyanide capsule and emphasizes that no LTTE cadre should be caught alive by the police. Prabhakaran also speaks about the formation of black tigers, otherwise called suicide killers.
This cyanide capsule has come to symbolize a sense of self-sacrifice by the cadres in the movement, their determination, their commitment to the cause, and ultimately, of course, their courage.
நாங்கள் உயிருடன் பிடிபட்டு எதிரியிடம் கேவலமாக ஒரு குற்றவாளியாக இறப்பது எங்களுடைய மக்களின் அடிமைத்தனத்துக்கும் அது ஒரு அடையாளமாக இருந்துவிடும் என நான் கருதினேன். அதால் நான் எப்பொழுதும் உயிருடன் பிடிபடக்கூடாது எனும் கொள்கையை இறுக்கமாக எனது மனதில் வைத்திருந்தேன். அதற்காக நான் இந்த சைனைட் வில்லையை ஆரம்பத்தில் நானே அணிய ஆரம்பித்தேன். என்னிலிருந்து இந்த பழக்கம் அப்படியே தொடர்ந்து என்னுடைய போராளிகள் தொடக்கம் எல்லாருக்குமே இது வளர்ந்து விட்டது.
It may be very painful at the time because you have to bite the cyanide. What we do is you don't swallow. You bite the cyanide with the glasses. No, then the glasses will cut the mouth and everything. Then the cyanide will immediately go into the bloodstream. Won't take a minute. You become unconscious and you die. If you look at the Tamils, they are not fanatics. There is no religious fanaticism here. We don't have any religious ceremonies or anything. So the people, if they are Christians or Hindus, on their occasions, they celebrate. We won't stop them.
But the fallen fighters who are most revered are an elite group known as the Black Tigers, those who have died in suicide missions.
எங்கள் அமைப்பிற்குள்ளேயே நாங்கள் தங்களை முழுக்க அர்ப்பணிக்கக்கூடிய கரும்புலிகளை பெயரை தருமாறு அவர்களுடைய பெயரை தருமாறு நாங்கள் வேண்டுகோள் விடுக்கிறோம். அதன் மூலம் தங்களுடைய பெயரை தரும் கரும்புலிகளை நாங்கள் எங்கள் அமைப்பிலிருந்து எங்கள் அமைப்பு பயிற்சி முறைகளிலிருந்து மாற்றி அவர்களுக்கு அதற்குரிய பயிற்சி முறைகளை வழங்குகிறோம்.
அவர்களுடைய பயிற்சி முறைகள், அவர்களுடைய மன உறுதியை ஏற்படுத்தப்படும் சில நடவடிக்கைகள் போன்றவை என்னால் சொல்ல முடியாது. ஏனெனில் அது மிகவும் ரகசியமானது.
நாங்கள் எங்களோட விருப்பத்தின் பேரில் தான் கரும்புலியாக சேர்றது. அந்த இயக்கத்தில் கரும்புலியாக சேர்த்துக்கொள்ளப்படுபவர்களும் அவர்களுடைய தனிப்பட்ட விருப்பத்தின் பேரில் தான் சேர்த்துக்கொள்ளப்படுபவர்களுடைய நாட்டையும் அழுத்தங்களுக்கு அல்ல. இந்த கரும்புலி தாக்குதலில் நாங்கள் நிச்சயம் வீரமரணம் அடைவோம் என நினைத்து செயல்படுவதால் கட்டாயம் கூடுதலாக அந்த தாக்குதல் கூடுமானவரை வெற்றியை தான் தரும். அப்போ நாங்கள் இறக்கும்போது கூட எமது ஒரு மன நிறைவுடன் தான் இறப்போம். ஏனென்றால் எமது தாக்குதல் வெற்றியில் முடிந்தது, எமது நாட்டுக்காக, இந்த மண்ணுக்காக நாம் ஒரு சாதனையை செய்திருக்கோம் என்ற மன நிறைவுடன் தான் நாம் வீரமரணம் அடைவோம்.
Borg's plan was to ram this lorry loaded with explosives through the entrance of a Sri Lankan army camp. He succeeded in killing himself and dozens of Sri Lankan soldiers. The Tigers then overran the camp.
While we see some of the video clippings taken by LTTE, the flashpoint for the breakdown of the Indo-Sri Lankan Accord and commencement of IPKF war with LTTE in October 1987 was due to the death of 12 LTTE commanders by biting cyanide while they were about to be handed over by the IPKF to the Sri Lankan government.
இந்திய அமைதிப்படையின் நயவஞ்சகத்தனத்தால் தமிழீழ கடற்பரப்பினில் கைது செய்யப்பட்டு எமது வரலாற்று எதிரியான ஸ்ரீலங்கா இராணுவத்திடம் ஒப்படைக்க முற்பட்ட வேளை எதிரியிடம் உயிரோடு பிடிபடுதல் கூடாது என்ற இயக்க மரபிற்கிணங்க சைனட் உட்கொண்டு வீரச்சாவடைந்தவர்கள் குமரப்பா புலேந்திரன் உட்பட 12 வேங்கைகள். அம்மாவீரர்களின் நினைவுகள் அடுத்து விரிகின்றது.
காற்றும் ஒரு கணம் வீச மறந்தது, கடலும் ஒரு நொடி அமைதியாய் கிடந்தது. தேற்றுவார் இன்றியம் தேசம் அழுதது, திருவில் வெளியிலும் தேகங்கள் எரிந்தது.
The address made by Prabhakaran on 4th August 1987 at Sudumalai and Jaffna could be seen on the video, wherein Prabhakaran says, "Until I went to Delhi, I did not know anything about this agreement." Saying that the Indian Prime Minister desired to see me, they invited me and took me quickly to Delhi. We made it emphatically clear to the Indian government that we were unable to accept this agreement. But the Indian government stood unbudging on the point that whether we accepted or did not accept the agreement, it was determined to put it into effect. This agreement disarms us suddenly without giving us time, without getting the consent of our fighters, without working out a guarantee for our people's safety and protection. Under such circumstances, India's Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, invited me for a discussion. I opened my mind and spoke to him of our concerns and our problems. I pointed out to the Indian Prime Minister the fact that I did not repose the slightest faith in the Sinhala racist government and did not believe that they were going to fulfill the implementation of this agreement. I spoke to him about the question of our people's safety and protection and about guarantees for this. The Indian Prime Minister offered me certain assurances. He offered a guarantee for the safety and protection of our people. I do have faith in the straightforwardness of the Indian Prime Minister, and I do have faith in his assurances. In taking from us our weapons, the one means of protection for Iram Tamils, the Indian government takes over from us the big responsibility of protecting our people. The handing over of arms only signifies the handing over, the transfer of this responsibility. Were we not to hand over our weapons, we would be put in the calamitous circumstance of clashing with the Indian army. We do not want this. We love India. We love the people of India. there is no question of our deploying our arms against Indian soldiers. The soldiers of the Indian Army are taking up the responsibility of safeguarding and protecting us against our enemy. I wish to very firmly emphasize here that by virtue of our handing over our weapons to it, the Indian government should assume full responsibility for the life and security of every one of the Eeram Tamils. However, on the death of 12 LTTE commanders, Prabhakaran seems to have lost faith with the Indian government and took back the arms and fought the IPKF till its withdrawal from Sri Lanka in July 1989.
Lieutenant Colonel Pulindran, Lieutenant Colonel Kumarappa, Major Abdullah, Captain Padani, Captain Nadan, Captain Miris, Captain Karan, Captain Raghu, Lieutenant Tavakumar, Lieutenant Anpadagan, இரண்டாம் லெப்டினன்ட் ஆனந்தகுமார், இரண்டாம் லெப்டினன்ட் ரெஜினோட் ஆகியோர் வேறு சாவை தழுவிக் கொள்கிறார்கள்.
This was evident from the protest of LTTE cadres before the UN Assembly. He surfaced on 1st April 1990 from the hideout after 2.5 years and issued a statement wherein he says, "We are not a hostile force to the Indian government or to the Indian people. We oppose the misguided policies of the former Indian administration and resisted the military intervention. We do not want the government of India to interfere politically or militarily in our problems. The policymakers in Delhi should realize that the legitimate struggle of our oppressed people will not in any way contravene the geopolitical concerns of India, nor will it undermine the internal stability of the Indian state. The government of India imposed a stringent condition on us to surrender our arms without offering us a substantial framework that would be a basis for a permanent political settlement. As a consequence, a war broke out. Even though the government of India utilized all its military might against our movement, it miserably failed in achieving its objective of disarming us. It is a tragedy that the government of India completely disregarded the political aspirations, interests and security concerns of our people who have suffered long years of genocidal oppression, but was primarily concerned about our arms, which constituted the shield of security of our people. This was the Himalayan blunder made by India, and she has learned a bitter historical lesson for such a misguided policy. During June 1990, Prabhakaran carried out the assassination of the EPRLF leader Padmanabha at Madras, in which the one-eyed jag Sivarasan and his associate Chinnasantan, along with other LTTE cadres, accomplished the task successfully and escaped from India. Due to the fall of Sri VP Singh's government in October 1990, Sri Chandrasekhar was installed as Prime Minister of India at the behest of Congress I President Sri Rajiv Gandhi. And it was clear that this government would also not last long, and that the general elections were scheduled shortly, and that Sri Rajiv Gandhi was likely to come back as Prime Minister of India. Since LTTE Supremo Prabhakaran had made himself clear that the leadership of India should not be held by Sri Rajiv Gandhi, he moved his coins cleverly and carefully through Sivarasan, Subha and others, and decided to eliminate Sri Rajiv Gandhi before he assumed the office of Prime Minister of India. He conspired to kill Sri Rajiv Gandhi in a public meeting by a female assassin, with an improvised explosive device called waist-cum-belt bomb jacket. The mode of assassination and the timing of assassination was in fact fixed by LTTE Supremo Prabhakaran, and the assassin gang, headed by One-Eyed Jack Sivarasan, neatly executed the conspiracy on the night of 21st May 1991 at Sriperumbudur, Madras. The preparations that the assassin gang made were evident from the dry run held at Sri VP Singh's meeting at Nandanam on the early hours of 8th May 1991. The two letters written by Subha and Dhanu to Pottu Amman, the intelligence chief of LTTE, and Akila, the deputy chief of women intelligence of LTTE, would show as to how eager they were to carry out the assassination. Letter to Akila from Subha and Dhanu. We are confident of succeeding in our mission, for we had encountered a similar situation. We will complete the mission by the month end. Prevailing situation here is not otherwise too good. We only need to practice the local spoken language. We just have to put on the makeup. Akilaka, we will remember every word told by you to us till our very end. Rest if we meet in person. Are everybody fine? Yours, Subha, Dhanu. Letter from Dhanu and Subha to Pottu Amman. We are determined and well. We believe that the objective for which we have come here will be accomplished successfully. Because we had encountered a similar situation, we went very close to Singh. We will remain determined till the end. Yours, Dhanu, Subha. The letter by Bhagyanathan, a Tamilian, to LTTE leader Baby Subramaniam is another piece of pre-assassination document to show the commitment by LTTE to carry out the dastardly act. As mentioned earlier, the compilations of 2 volumes of Satanic Force is another piece of evidence to show the motive for LTTE to eliminate Sri Rajiv Gandhi. After the assassination, the letter written by Trichy Santan on 7th September 1991 to the LTTE Supremo Prabhakaran would clearly and vividly expose the act of LTTE in assassinating Sri Rajiv Gandhi as well as the EPRLF leader Padmanabha at Madras. This letter was carried to Prabhakaran by Irumbore, one of the co-conspirators in this case. When questioned about the role of LTTE in the assassination of Sri Rajiv Gandhi, the LTTE Supremo Prabhakaran says that it is a foisted case on them.
It does, of course, make the circumstantial evidence that the Tigers were responsible for the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi extremely strong.
நாங்கள் ஆரம்பத்திலேயே எங்களுடைய கருத்தை தெரிவித்திருக்கிறோம். எங்களை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் இந்த கொலை எங்கள் மீது சுமத்தப்பட்ட ஒரு அபாண்டமான குற்றச்சாட்டாகவே நாங்கள் கருதுகிறோம்.
From the video clippings of the LTTE and that of the BBC, it is certain that LTTE would not act as a mercenary for the assassination of Sri Rajiv Gandhi, and it is evident that they themselves are motivated and equipped for carrying out such suicidal attacks by the Black Tigresses, especially trained by LTTE. As such, in the absence of any other piece of evidence, the theories floated by various interested personalities for the assassination of Sri Rajiv Gandhi stands watered down. In the light of abundant evidence collected by SIT-CBI, the LTTE and the LTTE alone were found responsible for carrying out the diabolical and gruesome murder of the former Prime Minister of India, Sri Rajiv Gandhi, when he was about to assume the Prime Ministership in 1991.
उतारुतवस्येषानो यदन्मे नातिरोहतो मेधावानस्य महिमातो ज्यायाश्च पुरुषः पादोऽस्यश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवो त्रिपादूर्ध्वैर्पुरपादो श्रेयावत् पुनः ततो
If it comes to having to die for what you believe in, I don't hesitate. I don't hesitate. I don't hesitate.
मैं